Hey, what's up everyone? Praful here. Welcome back. Thanks for joining in. Today is the 4th of January and today is a Wednesday. The time is 12:32 and I've closed all my positions somewhere around at 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock was the last position and I booked a loss of around 6,000 rupees, which translates to somewhere around 1.5 points. Now, if you look at the markets, now tell me, can any non-directional trader would have survived these moves? We made a high of 240 and we made a low of 18040. That is a 200 point unidirectional move, all when the straddle price was at somewhere around 130 rupees. Straddle price premium tha 130 rupees and we made a single way move of 200 plus points. Now that too on a Wednesday. Mind you, it's not even an expiry. So there is no way that any non-directional trader would have made money today, and happy to cut at the place where I did, because look at this. The final strangle was 18,000 put and 18,300 call. Now I cut it at somewhere around 35 rupees. I cut it at 35 rupees. Now the same thing is trading at 62 rupees. Almost double पे trade कर रहा है, and the market doesn't look like it's gonna stop the fall. I don't know. Markets can, take a support at 18,000 levels and bounce back, and all these all these triangles might cool down. But the idea was to not trade at all. If you look at this, usually I'm a person who punches the order right at 9:15. Okay? But today I didn't punch the orders right till 9:24, and that kind of costed me, because first ये जो initial up move में, जो initial ये first 15-20 minutes में काफी अच्छा डीके मिला था, and the strangles which lost value overnight continued to lose the value, and then there was a massacre. And of course, like, since I didn't capture the initial first few points, I had to give up some of that and I had to end in red. But quite happy with this 1.5 points in a move like this. Why did I decide not to trade today? Or even if I traded, why did I decide to cut my position so aggressively? The first thing is the straddle value closed at 140 yesterday. Okay? And it opened at somewhere around 130, and 5-10 minute के अंदर the straddle started trading at 130. What does it mean? It means that कल शाम तक market will stay within a range of 130 points on the upside and 130 points on the downside. ठीक है? So this is what the market has been implying. But the important thing is, okay, कल का range क्या है? 100 point का range, right? Yesterday the low was 150 and high was 18250. But if you look at the structure of the market कैसा है? This 100 point travel was not made like this. 30 point up move, 30 point up move, 15 point down move, 30 point up move, 15 point down move, and ऐसे नहीं किया था. The markets had a one-way swing of 100 points, a two-way swing of 100 points, and a three-way swing of 100 points. Matlab, if the market starts to move in one particular direction, it will move around 80 to 100 points, right? 80 to 100 points. But मेरे पास straddle premium में कितना बचा है? It is somewhere around 130 rupees. So now tell me, if there is a straddle and if market moves 100 points in, let's say, a span of like half an hour, and the market moved 100 points yesterday thrice, 100, 100, 100. So total point of 300 point swings. 300 point swings. See, there have been days where the market has moved 150 points, 200 points, but I would still play on those days. But today was not such day, because of the kind of market structure and the kind of swing we had yesterday. That is, अगर market यहाँ से reversal आता है, तो it will not stop until this point is reached, because बीच में कोई swing है ही नहीं, तो support कहाँ से आ सकता है? Support कहीं पे भी नहीं आएगा. So the market will definitely travel 100 points, and ये 100 point, especially on 1DTE coupled with gamma, and the fact that the other option will not go to zero, made me kind of resist the trade. I took a trade at the bottommost point. यहाँ पे मैंने trade लिया था. But when this broke down, then of course the yesterday's low was broken down, and जब तक यहाँ पे मतलब support आने वाला था, and I had to cut it out. So turns out to be a really good decision, because this was a really good dodge, because जो मैंने 35 रुपीज पे मैंने जो एग्जिट किया था, 36 रुपीज पे मैंने जो स्ट्रैंगल को एग्जिट किया था, नाउ इट इज ट्रेडिंग एट 60 रुपीज. तो कम से कम एक 15 पॉइंट को तो लॉस होता था. 15 पॉइंट लॉस इज इक्वल टू समवेयर अराउंड 70,000 rupees, 70-80,000 rupees. So happy to take the loss, happy to have cut the loss at 10% of what otherwise it could have been. So 6,500 loss for the day, and I'll take these kinds of days happily, because these are the days when you'll be grateful that you dodged. Whenever there is an IV spike on the downside, the upside usually is getting accompanied by the gamma spikes. ठीक है, IV spike नीचे आता है, and IV spike जब नीचे आता है, so you can aggressively short the call options and probably make your strangle bearish. But if the up moves are rampant, these up moves are accompanied by the gamma spikes. So even if you try to manage the IV spikes, you will have to give up during the gamma spikes, because एक sudden green candle form हो जाता है. For example, if I want to explain this, let me just take you to that Wednesday when I took a huge hit. This was also Wednesday and exact same price pattern. नीचे आया and यहाँ पे ना this gamma, this proper V shape movement पे नीचे की तरफ put spike हो रहे थे and ऊपर की तरफ calls भी spike हुए because of the sharp gamma. तो या आप यहाँ पे bearish bias triangle भी ज्यादा hold नहीं कर सकते, because अगर ये breach हो जाता suddenly, because by the looks of the candle strength, of course यहाँ पे एक breach होने का chances ज्यादा था, and अगर ये breach हो जाता, then even your bearish bias triangle would take a hit. So that is why ऐसे market में as a non-directional seller, see, these kinds of markets are absolutely brilliant if you are an option buyer, if you are a directional seller, if you are a directional player, and if you are a scalper. These kinds of markets are really good. But me being a non-directional seller, I have to pick my battlegrounds. So this is something which you need to understand really well. ठीक है, non-directional short wall traders जो है, we have higher win rate. हमारा win rate बहुत ज्यादा रहता है, but win amount कम रहता है. हम जब भी बनाते हैं 1%, 0.5%, 1.5% ऐसे बनाता है. But हमारा जब भी लॉस होता है, if we don't curtail that loss, एक ही दिन में 5% लॉस होने का भी चांस रहता है. Correct? That's how the probabilities work. Let's say like you have a system which is winning 85% of the time, and you make around 0.5%, 1% and all that. But on the remaining 15% of the times, you lose big if you don't exert your discretion on the risk side. So मेरा discretion हमेशा risk side रहता है. And of course, last week I was a little sloppy in managing the risk because I got a little greedy. Last week भी मेरा exact same था. जब market ऐसे गिर रहा था ना, तो I tried to time the IV spikes. जब ये गिर रहा था, put spike हो रहे थे, I tried to time the IV spikes, but then the spikes kept on spiking even further, and at one point I had to exit because day का मेरा risk limit खत्म हो चुका था. Usually मैं Wednesday and non-expiry days का मैं trading ना डालता नहीं हूँ. Just wanted to give out my thought process on what are my filters to go aggressive or defensive or completely avoid the trade altogether based on both yesterday's price action and premium behavior and what day it is. So that's it in this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.